So welcome to another painting. Behind me I've got these fantastic trees, you can see them, and a bridge and a road going over, and we're going to do a painting based around there with a couple of figures in it. So here we go, simple painting. We have we've got a main tree coming up here next to this distant building. I'm not going to focus too much on that, but the eye will go here, so that's the focal point with our sort of characters coming over the bridge. Another tree here. Some overhanging branches. We've got a bit of a bridge which will show up and shine up. Get the water working. Go, go, go. Might need a bit more in that. We're going to do it in the one. If that fails, just chuck some water in. That'll do it. Just wet the paper. This is a Whatman paper. This is actually an antique paper, so it's quite an old one. Usual palette of colours that I use. Going to pop in some of these blues to start with. The side of the brush. Coming down. That will blend and bleed into what we just, water that we just threw in there. Just going to move that up, hopefully that's all right. And just let that come down really, just let it do its own thing. Not worried about all these splashes. Pop in a touch of cadmium orange with the yellow ochre. Pop that in as well. It's kind of an underpinning of this whole landscape. I have to go quite quick on this because it's going to dry super fast. It's a pretty warm day. And then I'm just going to have a look at where we need to take out some of this moisture just in here. So as I said, this will dry super fast. Alright, I might not need that big brush there. Or mop brushes here. And then we got a kind of grey mixture. It's just a touch of neutral tint, Payne's grey. Start it out there. Add more water to the brush. Bring it up over here. This tarmac road kind of goes up over there. That's it. Gonna leave it. Done. That shouldn't take too long to dry. It's kind of comes to track that. It's a bit like stage one is done. I'm playing heavy metal music, lovely. Same green but a bit darker. Grey rather, not green. In this roof. There's kind of a few windows in there. This is going to be really vague, by the way. The main focal point is going to be these characters walking over. You're probably going to spend more time waiting for this thing to dry. It's not too bad. To that mixture I'm going to add some yellow ochre, so mix up a kind of ivy green. Right on the tip of the of the brush here. There'll be some sharp edges, some blurred edges. And I'll do that before it goes up. Got more greys over here. So I'll pop them in. Just a bit of side, a little bit of dry brush for the foliage of this tree. Just with the same mixture really. You have the same kind of effect here. Some of it's going to blur, some of it's going to be quite dry. Join these up. Some very light tones in there, so same mixture that we had, just going to a lighter green now. Pop that in. Could go even lighter actually. See that? Some of those in. It's a funny old time of the year to paint, to be honest, because of the dark greens that we get. Get a lot of dark greens. Right. Gonna pop in this kind of grey brown. Tree trunk. Try and get this in one here. Tip the brush again. Coming out round there. Just make that a bit indistinct. Put that in there. Just warm that up as it's coming forward. Pop in a few more. I can use this Tintorito. Sword liner brush, same mixture. It's beautiful for getting really fine thin lines. Look, getting the sunlight coming through now. Look, going to keep this as minimal as possible. This is great for doing foreshortening. Give the illusion of that all going back. Look, I like all this kind of blurred and sharp. Just really works nicely. And a bit of dry brush as well. Just put a few of these in here, just pop in a few squiggles. Just do that. Let that do its own thing, and that's that. And we'll go into the next part, which is to sort out the grasses down here. I've just gone back into this green with this same sword liner brush. It's not too busy here, nice out in the country, so just going to go a little bit darker. Same mixtures. It's probably too dark, but we'll see. Let me pop it on. And I've got a few shadows in here as well. It's just to add a bit of contrast, really. And just to place it, push back some bits. Just blur up that. It's got a big blob there. Just appeared. Let's sort that out. There we go. You never know. It's quite a nice little effect, actually. There are no mistakes, they're just happy accidents, really. This is just a bit of Payne's Grey and touch of neutral tint. Put that in that. I'll do it. Right, now I'm going to have a look at the figures, and then we'll look at the shadows. Before we do that, I just want to sort this foreground out a little bit. Put that first initial wash on. Just trying to retain the light, not going too crazy with it all. Got shadows coming across here, lots of shadows actually. I might carry on with this same tone, but I was going to bring in my old famous shadow colour, so I'll do when that's dry actually. So we're going to go into the figures now. I'm going to go in with some dark tones. It's going to be focused. Notice how I've gone close up like I'm drawing with a pencil. The two heads there. Gonna pop one figure in blue. This will be this one here. And then I'm gonna leave the other figure white. Down below I'm going to pop in some of this Payne's Grey and neutral tint. And here as well. These things kind of paint themselves, it's hard to explain. You can see it just kind of painted itself, and less really is more. You just have to kind of go for it. Now then, what I do need to do in terms of going for it, got some grass there, look lovely. Just going to pop in ultramarine, neutral tint, some of this umber, burnt umber, just for these parts here. Basically, there's a bit of a bridge coming up there. Going across here. Just do this in one. Don't ever go back, just do it in one, and then you'll get the kind of purity of it. It might not be exactly what you've got in front of you, but that doesn't matter. Just do it in the one and then leave it, because otherwise it will start to look really messy. And then the final thing we've really got are our shadows. quite happy with that, except I probably tonally want to go a bit darker on this right hand side. I've deliberately left this all vague. The house that's there, it's just there. It's just kind of, you wouldn't even notice it unless you kind of look for it. But I want the eye to come here, so I need to make this darker in patches, not everywhere, but just here. I'll get the sword liner as well, because in reality it really is dark here. It's very dark in shadow, so that's a natural foil. The light's coming in from this way, so the shadows to come out here. You know, there are so many, there are thousands of branches in front of me. I'm just picking out a few. Just looking at the shape that I've got and making sure I've got the values right. That's the most important bit. There's one more of those up here. I think that'll do it there. One thing I've noticed is I need to pop in some blue tones in the background here, blue greys. So we'll just suggest those in there and here. Just work around these figures. Even some of this underneath, you can see it glowing through now, look. Just remember, I want the eye to go here. Right, final thing, shadows. And those will be plenty of water, crimson, and ultramarine blue. I kind of always mix up two of these, so I'll put another one there. Normally have a cooler one there, you can see it, cooler and warmer. So we have all kinds of dappled. Shadows going on, especially coming down from here. We're just going to keep it very simple. Putting some water there, just let that run in. You do it in the one go, you don't go back into it, you just leave it. Whether it reflects the reality of what's there or not, don't faff around with that concept. Just guess the quality of the brush marks that counts. Okay. Because we want the eyes to go here, we need to kind of minimize a lot of this. So I'm just brushing in, I just put that into the water with the mixture that was on it, which is the same kind of mixture. But I want the eyes to come in here. And then the final little bit that we have is a shadow that was kind of here. On this house roof. That's it, that'll do. That's it. And the final little thing is, don't like that edge. I'd take that. Kind of liked it when it was vaguer. If that makes sense. So I'm going to vague it up a bit, as I say. It's a very old-fashioned term in painting, vague it up. Vague. Make it vague. Darker blue in here. Touch. Make that kind of pop out, so the eye is definitely going to go there. Just totally, that's better. Take that away. That was competing. So this white block was competing here. Now it's not. That's what you have to remember. You don't paint what's exactly in front of you. That's a white house back there. I'm not bothered. It doesn't matter. It's the overall finished painting, and we're kind of done on that. Except there's one more thing which got to let dry. Hunting around for my titanium. Juan. There we go. Juan Brilliant. Just find the right small brush. There it is. Just take it straight out of the tube, look. Neat paint. Be careful. The light's coming in from the left. So I need to bear that in mind. It's kind of it. What I always do with this though is pop in a few, not much. Can leave this quite vague in here, kind of just unifies things a bit, and we're done. So hopefully you enjoyed that one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Remember to like, subscribe and all that jazz. Take care and happy painting.